Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only Josh Crash Davis, and we're here to go over a multitude of MLB games on slates. I think there's an early, a super early, an afternoon, a mid-afternoon, a late afternoon, early evening. I don't know. I'm making them up now, but there are so many slates. All I figured is, you know what? In my research, Crash, I just picked out the tops wherever they fall in this mix. Is I don't know if you can play it all day or who knows what.
Yeah.
So how are you doing this morning?
Doing well. We were having some internet issues this morning, so I got those resolved. But yeah, we're looking forward to this day. It's going to be a big day for baseball. There's a lot of games, like you said, a lot of slates. So hopefully we can make some good money.
Absolutely. And the weather looks great everywhere. I don't think we're going to lose any games again, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I know there was a little issue in Minnesota, maybe, but everything else looks great.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to have a pretty clear slate. So that's pretty unheard of this time of year. So
we'll take it. And if it's the first time joining us, we appreciate you listening in. If you're a daily visitor, we do this for you and in front of the paywall. And we're going to bring you 7-day-a-week MLB podcasts throughout the entire season and playoffs, which go until, good Lord, it all feels like Christmas when baseball ends.
Right.
But so we're with you every day. Appreciate you listening in when you do. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up real quick for us. That means a ton to us, helps us move up the algorithm on YouTube. If you're listening on any of our audio podcast landing spots, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart, wherever it is, just a real quick 5-star rating and a comment, and you get entered in a drawing at the end of the month. Colin will get in there, hit the randomizer, and somebody will win a free week of DFS. I'd also like to thank our presenting sponsor, and that is Prizepicks. If you haven't joined, I don't know what you're waiting for. You can play almost anything. Go to prizepicks.com, sign up with the promo code Coach Talk. If it's your first deposit, they'll match you dollar for dollar all the way up to $100, and it drops right into your account. All right, for the new listeners, we do the whole pitchers, prize picks, stacks, BVP, HR call, that we'll be going over all those aspects of things rather than breaking down every game with 9 million games. Yeah. Not too many people have 2.5 hours to listen to, the two of us doing our breakdown. So hopefully this shorter one gives you a good concrete group to start with. And if you're a member and you jump in Discord by going to dfscoachtalk.com, you'll get full lineups for all these slates for FanDuel and Yahoo, and some coaches' clipboards and core builds on Draftkings. So we got you covered all the way around. All right, that's my whole diatribe there, Crash. How about we dive directly in and go with your pay-up pitcher?
My pay-up pitcher is going to be Shohei Ohtani. He's 10-8 on FanDuel. He's 8,800 on DraftKings. Outside of that one start he had in Texas, he's been really good this year. His last start in Boston, he had 7 shutout innings with 11 strikeouts. And he's going up against Tampa. They have a lineup that's projected to only have 2 lefties. Lefties are hitting .313 against Ohtani, but righties are hitting .127. So righties have really been struggling with him. And like I said, it's going to be a righty-heavy lineup. So I think that this is a good matchup for him. He has an excellent price on DraftKings at below $9K. So he should be the highest, owned pitcher on that site. And he's definitely a top option for me on FanDuel as well.
Very nice. I think Tampa's going to try to squeeze a couple other lefties in there, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just to throw it out there. Not that I don't think Ohtani's a great play. I do.
Yeah.
But in doing some research, I was between. It's funny because I was trying to decide between Ohtani and McClanahan, and then they're pitching against each other. So I ended up going on the McClanahan side. I know he's the most expensive, but I think that helps. I'd rather have him the $500 more or whatever than he is with some of these guys. because I think people are going to be like, wait a minute, he probably won't get the win against Ohtani. I think his ownership is really going to take a dive.
Yeah.
And, he was our chalk guy last time, didn't quite get it done, but he's still a stud, man,
Yeah.
And I think he can really mow some of these Angels down. The Angels are second in the league in strikeouts and striking out too. So I'm going on the other side of the coin there with Shane McClanahan.
Okay.
Hopefully this is one of those 1-0 games or 2-1 deals.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to see massively more ownership on Ohtani than you are McClanahan because of the pricing. So some of that played into my final selection as well. You can never beat leverage,
Well, I'm going to have to go ahead and skip my value play then and go to my fade pitcher, because my fade pitcher is Shane McClanahan.
Oh, no.
On FanDuel, 10-2 on DraftKings. Like we always say, we never talk about our plays before, we do these shows. So,
yes.
I just don't think that this is a good matchup for him. I know he hasn't allowed more than 3 runs in any of his starts this year, but the Angels have been red hot. They scored 12 runs last night, 11 on Monday night. They've scored the 3rd most runs per game this year. And McClanahan hasn't really had that many tough matchups. I was looking at the teams he's faced. He hasn't faced a lot of really strong teams. So I think with him being the most expensive pitcher on DraftKings, the 2nd most expensive on FanDuel, I'm just going to pay up for Ohtani and save the $1,400 on DraftKings. That's just me, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Well, I think you're going to be in the majority because that's a lot of money difference. And if McClanahan can outpitch him, I feel like I'm going to be that far ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And let's continue to break this game down a little bit, since we got 9 million games and this is our focal point, but it's going to be for both of us.
Yeah.
I look at that Angels lineup and I get it: Ward, Ohtani, Trout, Rendon. Rendon stunk this year, first of all.
Yeah. Did you see what he did last night, though?
I know. We talked about this the last week, that it's eventually going to happen.
Yeah,
right?
but it's not just what happened, it's how he did it. He went up against Brett Phillips, a positional pitcher, or a positional player as a pitcher, and he batted left-handed and hit a home run on him. So
that is hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that this morning. I was like, that is
I did not see that late in.
Yeah, he batted left-handed and hit a home run
against a position player pitching. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I still think he's playing bad.
Yeah.
And Ohtani's a lefty facing a lefty. So after that, though, this is where my question comes in. So you got Walsh is another lefty. So McClanahan's wicked against lefties.
Oh, I know.
But the bottom of this lineup, Chad Wallach, Mayfield, Regafino, I can't say it.
Rengifo.
Yeah. And Velasquez. I think those guys are chump change. Sorry, guys.
They all played well last night for
I know that's an aberration in my book, but anyway, just something to throw out there. And I think they put Tampa gets Brandon Lau in there, G-Man Choi, Kiermaier, and switch hitter Franco and Walls. I think they could get as many as 5 right-handed bats against them. Or I'm sorry, left-handed is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. I think we have a good duel here, and I hope that it's 1-0.
And I feel like we're kind of having some deja vu here. I feel like I am from yesterday with you and Deb with Luca. Like, it's the same deal. Like, one of us is going to be right. Both of our members, all of our members get to take advantage of both lineups. So
that's right.
Somebody's going to get it right.
Somebody's going to get it right. Somebody's going to get it wrong. But that's why we have multiple opinions here. So that is awesome stuff, man. And that should be a really fun game. And a lot will, that's on the main slate too. It's a 7:07 start. So which is funny. 7:07. I'm not sure why they need the extra 2 minutes or can't wait 3 more, But anyway, all right. Value pitcher. What do you got?
I'm not even sure I was looking up how to say this guy's name. I don't know if it's Logue or Logue or how you say it, but
I sitting in the Loge boxes. No,
Loge.
I have no
Yeah,
idea
it's
either.
Logue, Zach, and then Logue, or however you say it. He's 7,000 on FanDuel, 7,100 on DraftKings. He's starting for Cole Irvin, who has a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
He did pitch five innings in Minnesota last Friday. He allowed 2 runs only while striking out 6.
Yeah.
Going up against Detroit, who has the 5th highest strikeout rate. Not a lot of good value at all on this slate for pitchers.
No.
So I do like Zach here. I'm just going to say.
Yeah. We'll just call him Zach. I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think that's a nice play. Detroit's pretty bad, man. They
Yeah.
really are. So I think that's a nice little pick there. I don't know if my guy really is considered value here, but I think he is for what he can do here. So if you want to say, coach, that's not a value play, that's fine. I like Sandy Alcantara from Miami. I just think this matchup, Arizona stinks as well. And he's 2-2 with a 3 ERA, but he's had a few rough breaks. And Arizona's 5th in the league in striking out. I just think at 8,600, considering my top place 10-2, it is a value compared to that. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a giveaway value, but it's an earlier afternoon game, so 3:40 Eastern. I think he makes for a nice, solid, pretty safe play, I think, for the Marlins. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, Mr. Fade. We know you're Fade, and it's a mistake. I mean, it's a good play, in whatever. But anyway, mine is a guy. I really like this Fade, and you can disagree. You may disagree with me. I think you probably will. I think Jose Barrios gets his berries blown up here by the Yankees.
Yeah, I like it. I like that play. I do.
Do you? Good. 8,400 going against this Yankees lineup. They've hit off them before. I'm all over this on the early slate. I am pulling out the old Yankees hat. And I went against Barrios last time and he hung in there, but I think he gets lit up today.
Yeah, I like it. And that goes right into my prize picks play, which is Aaron Judge over 7.5 fantasy score. He's got 8 hits and 14 at bats against Barrios with 2 home runs. He's like 571 average. So I like that play on prize picks.
Yep, I'm with you. You'll hear that coming up maybe in just a bit as one of my other things here. But my prize picks plays I wrote them down. I like Anthony Rizzo fantasy score over 7. That's it.
Okay.
He's batting 3rd lefty against Barrios, and he's been hot. I think I love that play. I just love it.
Mine is going to be, this will be for the main slate again. Francisco Lindor over 7.5 fantasy score. He's 444 against Aaron Sanchez with 4 hits and 9 at bats. There's really hardly any, matchups from the past to look at on this main slate. It's a lot of players that haven't faced each other before. So it was one of them that I found that had a decent, it wasn't like a 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 3 or something like that. So close to that double digit at bat range that we look at for our BVP. So I do like the over 7.5 fantasy score for Lindor, and he could get a stolen base or something like that too and go over.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because there isn't a lot of historical data on the main slate because there's so many new matchups and younger pitchers and all kinds of different reasoning. But it makes it tougher. And I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but I'm going under my buddy here, Jose Barrios. In fantasy score. It's a reasonable one too. It is 26.5. I just don't think he lasts that long against the Yanks. So I'm just going to pile drive that early 12:35 game. So I'll know how my day's going pretty darn early today.
Yeah, and I like that. You can't play him against Judge, so I couldn't do that. I wanted to do that, but
right. And I know with my 2 you can't either, but I'm just giving you my top plays, however you want to put them with or mix them in or whatever you need to do is the way to go. So
yeah, definitely. And you were talking about historical data. I found something else out last night, and that was the Orioles when they went to Busch Stadium last night. First time ever.
Really?
Busch Stadium, 16 years old, and they had never played there before.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
kind of a crazy thing, but I saw that last
Well,
night.
that and obviously the play AL playing NL. That's the other reason why we're not getting any
Right.
historical matchups.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I guess we're on stacks.
Stacks, let's go for it. I
Okay.
think I think there's a couple of really good ones today.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, there's not a lot of historical data, so you just kind of have to dig deeper on these stacks. I think the Mets are in a good spot again against Aaron Sanchez, Lindor, Escobar, James McCann. Escobar is the only one that's hit a home run against him. Again, we don't have a big sample size, but I do like the Mets a little bit. Pete Alonso's better against righties and lefties, so you could use him too, obviously. And then I like the Rangers against Brady Singer.
Okay.
Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, Nate Lowe. And there was one other guy that I was going to use, a lefty. I can't remember.
Calhoun.
Yeah, I think it was Calhoun. Yeah.
Cole
So
Calhoun.
I do like the Rangers a little bit in that matchup against Brady Singer.
Yeah, they need to get it going. Texas has a better lineup after spending all that money. There's 4 games below 500. They
Yeah.
need to get hitting.
I think they got a win last night, didn't they?
Yeah, they should get a streak going. I mean, they have a very admirable lineup. I don't know how much their pitching will hold up, but we'll see how that goes.
They should be able to win this series. I mean, Kansas City's not been playing very well. So
You would think so.
yeah.
For me, my top stack on the day is the San Diego Padres. It's a 4-10 game. They're playing against Mark Leiter and the Cubs. Mark Leiter is not an MLB pitcher, in my opinion, at this point. So I think they should smoke them. They're going to stack up the top of that order. 4 of their top 5 hitters will be lefties against Leiter. Grisham, Cronenworth, Profar, and Hosmer will all be up high in that order. I loved his dad, Al Leiter, when he pitched for the Yankees back in the day. But Mark, no. I think it's time to get out there, sell some State Farm insurance, whatever you need to do, my man. So that is my top stack.
All right.
I do have a backup stack. It'll shock you.
Oh, okay.
New York Yankees, no shock.
Yeah, that's a real shocker.
Yeah.
Okay, so for HR call, since you took him yesterday, I got to go back to Pete Alonso. He's hit 7 home runs this year against righties. He's 305 versus right-handed pitchers. He's only 174 against left-handed pitchers, which I don't know why I didn't look at that yesterday with him against Corbin. I guess because he's had good success against him in the past, but he has really struggled against lefties this year. So Alonso's my home run call.
I like it. And you skipped BVP, I think.
No, it was Lindor.
Oh, Lindor. Okay. I'm sorry. I skipped BVP then. My fault. And again, you guys, I hope you're getting this early enough to play the early slate. I just can't. I love this is probably the most I've liked a team in a long time this season, with the Yankees. So my BVP play is Judge, with 571 batting average, a home run against Barrios. He's on fire. Yeah. And then my HR call is Rizzo. He's hit 2 home runs against Barrios already, and he's walked once. So that middle of that order should just eat him alive. So it's hopefully you get this and are able to play some of these. And then what we'll do is in our Discord, we'll have picks for afternoon, and then certainly for the main slate, we'll give you some Discord plays and or for the prize picks and for our lineups as well. So
yeah, that is only 2 hours away, so it's coming up quick. But
get this up.
We'll get our members a good mixture there because my lineup's a little bit more spread out, and it sounds like yours is going to be pretty Yankees heavy. So
it is, but then I'll regroup for the evening slate. Hopefully be able to have a nice pool to play with there, looking for a takedown on the early one. But it's going to be a really great day of baseball. Tons of games, great weather. So a lot to choose from there. Prizepicks.com. Use that promo code Coach Talk. Get up to 100% on that first $100 deposit. And also, if you want to check everything out with us, you can check us out on Twitter. We're at DFS Coach Talk. Crash is at JP Davis 1982. I am at Joe Sarvati. And if you're watching here on the way out on YouTube, quick thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and then hit that little alarm in the upper corner so you know when all of our podcast posts. We have 3 posting today. Our PGA podcast is up. Baseball is going to be up shortly. And then in about an hour, hour and a half, we'll have our NBA podcast up. So you want to make sure, hit that alert so you don't miss any of those when they are on. All right, man. I think that is it. We are getting chucking and ducking here to get this up early enough for hit this early slate and double up and hammer the afternoon and then evening. So we have all kinds of baseball slates to play.
Yeah, we definitely do. And for one last thing for the early slate, I'm not that high on Adrian Hauser. So just to throw that out there. Wow. He struggled against the lefties. They don't have Jesse Winker anymore. He absolutely killed Hauser.
Right.
Thinker, but yeah, he struggled against the lefties and he didn't do that great against them last week. So Hauser is not my favorite pitcher on the early slate.
Very good. Maybe
but I do expect the Brewers
on the other side too.
But I do expect the Brewers to win. I'll throw that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see how it goes, man. I appreciate it. And don't forget, tune into that basketball pod coming up. Rumor is Crash lost another side bet and is going to be shining up that dome. So catch that later today.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks and gals for listening in. Really appreciate all of you. And definitely hope you absolutely crush it tonight and today in MLB Prize Picks and DFS.